Hello, welcome everyone. I am Dawn Duvall, an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I'm coming to you live from the Villages, Florida. It is Tuesday, January 26th at almost 7 p.m. Let me load the comments. If you're coming on, please make sure that you leave a comment. Let me know that you're there and where you're from if I don't know. If you've been coming for the last few weeks, I probably know for the most part. But pop on. Hopefully you found the right channel tonight, and we're going to give it a few minutes. It's just right at almost probably about 30 seconds to 7. So we'll get a few more minutes. Let me go ahead and load in the comments, and we'll see who is here this evening, and then we will get started here shortly. Alrighty. So I'm just going to wait till I start seeing some names popping in. Hopefully that will work. And we will start here shortly. If you're watching the replay, on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to my channel and click the bell so that you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. And if you haven't liked my Facebook page, please do so. Oh, now we see somebody coming in. Why does it's saying Facebook user? It's not giving me your names. Ugh. Why is that happening? I'm going to have to I'm going to have to look at this because I tried to draw names from, okay, so one is Patricia, and that's probably by, all right, so as you all come on, please put your name in when you make a comment. It's coming up Facebook user, so I need to figure out why it's not showing your names. I'm going to have to do some research because last week I went to draw the names today and it didn't show I had any comments. So good evening everyone. As you come on, please when you say it's showing Facebook user, so please write your name for me so I'll know. Then that way if I can't use my comment picker, at least I can write the names down and do a random drawing that way for the cards for next week. So I appreciate that. So I have 2 people on that have shared. One is Patricia Settle. I'm not sure who the other one is. And so make sure that you all say hi and who you are, so I know who you are, because right now it just shows Facebook user. So I don't know who's there. So I'm gonna have to do some research to find out why your names aren't popping up. So I don't know if it's something I have done. Now I see Debbie's name. So why is Debbie Cox? Or maybe you typed, did you? Yep, you did, because it says Facebook user and it has Debbie's name. Okay. So as you all pop in, I'm just gonna say this like a repeat for the next couple of minutes. Please list your name in the comments so I know that who you are, because it's still coming up as a Facebook user, and I'll do some research before next week and make sure we get this straight. Okay, good. Thank you, Chris, for sharing. Patricia, thank you. I thought you were the one from Indiana and you shared. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm not sure what I got to do, so obviously I haven't clicked a button right, so I will check on that. Anyway, so who watched football and Sunday, and did your teams win? Well, mine did. I always go for the underdogs. I went for Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, but I really like Green Bay too. So it was a hard decision, but anyways, and I like Kansas City. So okay, hey Susan Grayson. All right, so slowly but surely we're getting people popping in. If you're just coming on, I'm going to repeat myself. Please put your name in as you make a comment, because they're coming up as a Facebook user. So next week when I go to draw names for the cards, at least I can write your names down and do a shuffle and get some names that way. So I don't have anybody from last week, so I don't know what I'm going to do about that. So, but let me put my microphone on. That would probably help. I'm loud enough, but maybe this would help. But anyways, thank you guys for joining me tonight. I am happy that you're here. I'm fixing my microphone cord, so give me just a minute. The last time I did this, I think I pulled it off my thing. I just don't want it to get in the way of the video. There we go. All right, we're going to give it a few more minutes. It's just 7:03, so we'll give it another minute or so, and then we'll get started. I know that I think there's about a 15-second delay. And tonight's all about dogs. So that's what we're doing. All about the doggies. And in this case, it's the hot dog. It's a hot dog from Stampin' Up, the wiener dogs, as we refer to them. And so we're going to make 3 cards, some that can be done for Valentine's Day. Hello, Pam Burnett from Ohio. Thank you for putting your name in there. I greatly appreciate it. since I can't see who's on. So if any of y'all are familiar with how groups work and why it doesn't show your name and it just says Facebook user, message me or leave me a comment in here as to what you think I might need to do. Otherwise, I'll do some research tomorrow and see what's going on. I'm sure I probably haven't clicked the button. I'm not sure. I really don't know why it's not doing that, because I put in there for everybody to be approved, so I don't have to go in and I hope I don't have to go in and approve people. I checked it earlier and I didn't have to, so hopefully we've got that right. So as you come on, please in the comments leave your name as well. Right now apparently I don't have something correct and it's not listing y'all's names, so I would appreciate if you do that. Thank you very much. So I know who's here. I've got to know who my peeps are that are watching, and especially so we can give out some prizes next week. All right, it is 7:05. Hopefully, I put several posts out with the link to get here, so hopefully everybody will find me. And maybe they're running a little bit late, but that's okay. It's recorded, so we'll get started because you all are here. And I don't want to hold you all up. And the cards that we're going to do this evening are fairly simple, but they look really nice, I think, in my opinion. Hopefully you saw the pictures. If not, then you're going to see them here in just a minute. And let me go ahead and turn the camera down. All right, whoever just said, hey, Dawn, please make a comment with your names. Excuse me, so far everybody has been doing that. I still am not able to see who it is. It just says Facebook user. So when you come on and make a comment, please list your name as well. And then that way I can do a drawing for next week, for the cards for this week that I'll do next week. So anyways, okay, I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera and let's go ahead and get started. Now I am going to, this is what we're using. This is the hot dog. Let me zoom in a little bit so y'all can see this. Whoa, there we go. This is on page 72 of our January to June catalog, and this is called the hot dog, and there's 25 photopolymer stamps in this set, and the stamp set's only $17, so that's pretty reasonable if you ask me. Oh, hey Margaret, how are you? It's my neighbor. For some reason I can't see everybody's name, so I just started in this group last week, and obviously I haven't clicked a button right to get it to show everybody's name, so I'm going to have to research that. But if anybody happens to know, please leave me a comment as what buttons I need to click. So in the meantime, we're going to start out with the dogs tonight. We're going to do these wiener dogs, the hot dogs. And this is a hot dog from Stampin' Up! 25 photopolymer stamps, which are the ones that you can actually see through. And the stamp set's only $17, so that's probably a good deal. Hi, Judy. So let's go ahead and get started. If you come on late, I'm probably going to repeat myself periodically, so just bear with me, those that are already on here. If I, start talking crazy, that's why. All right, so here's the stamp set. Let me zoom out just a little bit. And this is the cute thing. I really like this set, is that it's got 3 different dogs. These 2 are going to be facing each other when we stamp them, which is what we're going to be using. And then, I'm trying to turn this. We've got one sitting down, but look at this. He's got a collar on because he's had some, I guess, an operation or something. So he's got the collar on. And this is what I can see stamping on the dog, and you can put some pattern paper and make it look like he's got like a saddle. Whoever just came on and said, hi, Dawn, comment with your name because I'm still not seeing everybody's name. Thank you. And then we have ribbons that they can tie. We've got a little flowered pom-pom for the girl. We've got little waggly things to show their tails wiggling. Here's like a bandana for the boys. We've got all sorts of things. So this is a really great set. Bonjour. Get well soon. Hot dog at your birthday. I love some of these sentiments. I miss you. It's been too long. So this is what we're going to be working with. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me show you the first card that we're going to make. Isn't this cute? Now this guy is wearing a beret. Isn't that cute? So he's a little French dog. He's doing the bonjour, madame. And our female, so we're going to use some of the ombre paper. Now this paper here you can get for free when you place a $50 order through my online store. Hey Marie. And then we're going to do some, I've already cut everything out. This is one of our ornate framelit die, so I went ahead and pre-cut this so we don't take a lot of time. All right, so let's put this aside and let's get started. We are going to be doing some blending. So we're going to be using our Smoky Slate cardstock. And this is cut at 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4. So let's go ahead and fold our cardstock. Look at that. I've already put black all over it because I touched the ink, but we're going to cover that up anyway. So there you go. That's the one thing. All right, so we're going to go ahead and use our bone folder and do our burnish. And I need to clean my bone folder because I got glue all over it. So since I got ink on it already for just touching my black stamp set one time, we're going to cover this. This is going to be the front of our card, so you're not going to see that. All right, and then we're going to start out with a piece of basic black. And this is 4 by, you know what? I forgot to get my adhesive. Hang on one second. I forgot my most important thing I need. Hold on. I am so sorry. I don't know what I was thinking. I had everything set up but my adhesive, and I think I'm almost out of my seal, but we'll just use our Tombow. It's fine. Okay, now we'll get started. We're going to use a piece of basic black cardstock, and you're going to cut this at 4 inches by 5 1/4. So for those of you that may be new, everything when we start doing layers, you want to cut them down at least 1/4 of an inch. Sometimes some people, if you want less showing, then you can do 1/8 of an inch. And we're going to do 1/4. Now we're not going to glue this down just yet because we're going to add some stuff and then we're going to tie some ribbon around this. All right. Now I'm coming in with a piece of this ombre paper, and these are 6 by 6 pieces that you can get for free. There's 48 in a pack. When you place a $50 order, we're in celebration, and that runs through the end of February. So this is one of the sheets in that set, and the back side is what we refer to as our Bermuda Bay. So I've cut this at 1 and I think it's 1 3/4. Yeah, 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. So we're going to add that here, and I'm going to bring it down just a little bit because I want my black to show through. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and add this, and then, so let's go ahead and do that. We're not going to put it on the black yet. I mean, we're not going to attach our black until we are ready to put our ribbon on. So we're going to add some ribbon. So I am just using my Tombow liquid glue. And normally, all you need to do really is just go along the edges. I just add a little extra in the center. And as you all know, I don't like getting this glue on my fingers because it's a little funky. So we're just going to lay this right down. And however far you want to come down, I'm just estimating. I just look at it and go, yeah, I want to see that much. So I leave it just like that. Okay. Now, I've stamped, I've cut out using one of the ornate layers out of a piece of, this is our shimmery white paper. So we're going to stamp the 2 doggies on here, and we're going to use basic black for that. So right now, we're going to bring in the black, and hopefully I should have brought my little wipes over here, but I didn't. All right, so we have photopolymer are the stamps that you can actually see through, so it makes placing your placement really, really easy. Okay, so in this case, we are going to, oh, I got the wrong dog. Hold on a minute. I have to get the other dog. This one's the wrong, he's going the wrong direction. We don't want him right yet. Hold on a minute. Because we're doing 2 different types of cards. There we go. So we're going to have dogs facing each other because they're in love. It's Valentine's Day. All right. So let's go ahead, and this little guy's sitting down. So we're going to go ahead and put him on first. And I'm just using our Memento ink, our black ink. And I'm going to place him right about here because I know that I'm going to need a little bit of room for this doggy here. I'm just going to place it, and we'll just kind of get him right about there, and you're going to push down and let it sit for a minute. The photopolymer, it helps to let the ink disperse onto your cardstock. So I'm just going to let it sit, and I'm giving some pressure. You want to make sure that you don't rock and roll it because that will tend to smear your ink. So there's our one little doggy, and then we're going to come back and do our other little dog. Let me make sure I get him straight, or her straight, because this is going to be a girl dog. All right, so this is the girly dog. Now, we're not going to color these 2 dogs. These 2 dogs, we're just going to leave them in the black and white mode. All right, so we're going to get her in here, and I'm going to, hang on a second, because I don't want to get, now I can see, I'm trying to make sure that I don't get her too close to his nose, but I want to get them close enough that it looks like they're in loving each other. So we're going to put her right about there. And again, we're going to let that sit for a second or 2. And then we'll go ahead and pull it up. There we go. Close enough. Close enough. I could have gotten it a little closer, but that's all right. It'll work. No big deal. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to pull in his little, let me find his beret because it's on one of my little stamps. Hang on a second. Oh, it's over here. Hold on. Oh, yeah, that is. Hold on. I got some little stamps that are like really, really, really tiny. All right. Let me close up my black ink because that's going to drive me crazy if I get it in the way. And we're going to stamp our, well, no, actually, I need my black. Hello. Okay, so we're going to stamp our beret, and we're going to color it in with our blends. So we're going to stamp this right on top of his head, and you can see through, since that's the nice thing about the photopolymer, is we can actually see where we're placing the hat. And I think I just might have smeared this because I was talking. Yeah, I did, but that's right. We're going to color it so you won't be able to see that. Will be fine. As you all know me, I don't get too stressed out if there's a little boo-boo, because we can hide those. All right, and then the next thing we're doing, we are going to add, I got to find the right one. We're going to add because I got all these little things here. Bear with me just a second. We are going to put a ribbon. That's not the one I want. Hang on, I got to get the right ribbon. The small one. Oh, here it is, right here. And this one, we're going to put a ribbon on her, and we're going to put that in black. And then we are going to, and I've got the little heart on here, so let me move those out of the way. We're going to put this on here, and then we're going to color this with Fleur de Flamingo. So I'm going to put this right by her, like right down by her ear. So we're going to place that right about there. There we go. So now we have our doggies with our ribbons. Let me clean these off for 1 second and move these over. All right, now we're going to close up our black ink pad because those are going to get in our way. Okay, so let's take our, let's see. Oh, I was looking for my red. We're going to color we're going to use the Poppy Parade because for whatever reason I left my red one behind. But we're going to go ahead and color his beret in Poppy Parade. It will be fine. But I do have the red ink, so I probably should get up and go I'll just do this. This will be fine. No one's going to know the difference. It'll work. So we got his little beret in there. Okay. And then we're going to color her Fleur de Flamingo is what we're going to color her little ribbon around her neck. So we're going to use our blend. I'm using the light, and then I'll probably come back and put a little dark on. This is her ribbon to make her look Valentine-ish. And we're just going to color that down. And this is the dark I'm using. I used the dark on that one. All right, and then we're going to come in with our Smoky Slate Dark. And I just am going to touch up their noses to make them look like they have a black nose. And then we are going to use, let me see, I'm going to color his collar. And I'm going to do that in the dark Smoky Slate as well. We'll just give it a little bit of color. And then I'm going to use the light crumb cake. I'm going to make this look like it's a tag, so it's going to be kind of like a beige, like a goldy tag, but we're just going to do it in crumb cake. My train of thought there. So we have our little doggies, and then we're going to take our real red ink, and we're going to stamp a heart right between them. Had I gotten them a little bit closer, but it's okay. It will work out fine. So let me go ahead and shift some of our little pieces off of my block here so we can do a little stamping. Give me 1 moment. Let me flip these out. I only have but so many little blocks. We're going to put a little red heart in between them. And we're going to put a little bit of red ink there, and we're just going to, I'm going to have to put it up a little bit high because I don't have them kissing, but this will be all right. All right, so there's our heart. And they're so in love. All right, we're not going to do anything. We're going to leave them white. Just going to do a basic black and white. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to put this down here. And I just noticed I have one of the holes that didn't pop out. So give me 1 second. Let me pop those out real quick. Make sure we got all of those. Yep. Okay, so let's go ahead and put some adhesive on here. And for those that are just joining, if you will, leave a comment with your name, please, as apparently I don't have a button pushed or something because it still shows everybody as a Facebook user. So if you're coming on and you leave a comment, please leave your name in the comment section. I'd greatly appreciate it. All right, so now we're just going to attach this to the bottom of the card, and this is going to hang over a little bit, which is fine because this it will still be fine on the card. And I'm just placing it at the bottom, okay? We're going to leave that like that. And now we're going to add our striped, this is from the Playful Pets combo. And this is our black and white and gray, I think it is, twine, baker's twine. So we are going to wrap this around 2 times. Let me leave it so I've got enough to tie a bow. All right, so I'm just going to wrap this around twice and come over and let me cut. This is probably way too much, but that's all right. All right, and then what I do is I normally just tie it, and then I can shift it around to where I want my ribbon and my bow to go. Let me just get in here. We'll tie a bow, and then we'll adjust it and get it down. Aren't these dogs cute? I just think they're cutie. One of my friends, she was a teammate. She dropped out. moved to Maryland, but hopefully she'll come back. But she loves dachshunds. This is her favorite dog. So, all right, so we're going to get that straight. Now I'm just going to slide this over because I want this to my baker's twines to be together, and I'm just going to bend my card just enough so I can slide it because I want my bow on this side. And then I'm going to come over. I might make this a little bit bigger, not too much. And let me get my ribbon snips, and I'm going to snip some of this off so it's not quite as long. And pull that down. So we got some tails hanging. There we go. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and add this to the front of our card, and then we'll add the finishing touches. And this one we're just going to attach it. Did I put dimensionals on here? Let me see. Oh, I did. So we're going to use dimensionals, which that makes it even easier, doesn't it? All right, so let me grab my dimensionals, and I brought another hang on a minute. Let me look and see. You know, when you're doing this stuff, I think I've said this before. Your desk starts getting smaller and smaller, and I know I brought a package over. What did I do with those guys? Up here, they're hiding. Nope, that's the small ones. Okay, we'll just work with what we got. Okay, so we're gonna put dimensionals on the back. I'm gonna because it's we're gonna pop it up and we're doing it the long ways. I'm just gonna add 2 in the center, and then I'll add 3 at the top just so it doesn't sag. And we've got 2 here, and then we'll just start using the edges because we don't waste. We don't want to waste stuff. All right, so we're going to take these off and do that real quick. I told you these are going to be easy cards. But they're just so cute, and I haven't done any Valentine's cards, and I thought, well, for those of us that are dog lovers, I guess I could pull out the cat with the cat punch. We can make cat cards for the cat people. So, if you're just joining, please comment with your name. I still apparently don't have something set right because it's not telling me who's who. So, coming on, please make sure that you leave a comment with your name. I would greatly appreciate it. So that way I can draw, because last week, today when I went to draw, I was not able to because it didn't show any names. Excuse me. All right, so we're going to put that right there. And we've got our ribbon where we want it. And now I went ahead and punched out, pardon me, I used the die set from the Playful Pets, excuse me, pardon me, to cut out some hearts that I have on, I put them on my glue dots. So we're going to put these on here. So I'm just going to add 2 black ones, and then I'm going to add a smoky slate. So I'm going to place one there. Pardon me, all of a sudden I got a frog in my throat. Pardon me. And we'll place this one down here. I did stamp these and started to fussy cut them out, and it just didn't look good. It was just, it didn't look good. So I thought, well, let me just use the dog from the die from the Playful Pets set. And then we'll just stick this one down here. We'll put them right at an angle. All right, so there's that. And now we are going to, pardon me, I've got something in my throat. All right, so this should be, we should be able to use this. Okay, all right, so there's the card. And now for the inside, we're going to stamp, and we're going to use our black. And I'm using the Ridiculous Awesome stamp set that was designed by Rhonda Wade, one of our $1 Million Achievers. This is an awesome stamp set. Our CEO's husband helped design. He did all the lettering. So we're going to put in here, P.S. I love you. But this is a great stamp set. And this is our red, what we call our red rubber cling. So this is what it clings here and it doesn't fall off. So we're going to stamp that on the inside of our card. So we're just going to put it right here in the center. All right, we've got that done. And let me close up this black ink pad. And then I'm also going to add a piece of this, a strip of the ombre paper. When I cut it, I have this strip. So I'm going to go ahead and lay this on here and I'll trim it off. So as I mentioned to you all before, sometimes I like to leave it a little bit longer so that I can trim it. That's what we're going to do. That way I know it's going to cover and we don't have any of our sides showing. So we're just going to lay this right on the bottom because we want to decorate the inside, and we also want decorating our envelopes. So we're just going to lay that right there. And using the multi-purpose liquid glue, that does help because it gives you just a couple of seconds, if you will, to kind of move it around so you can get it in position. Okay. All right. So that's that. And I think I've got, hang on a second. I'm going to get my little bracer out. All right. And then I'm just going to take my paper snips and we're going to snip this part off. And oh, what I did with my craft mat. I think I borrowed it and never brought it back. That's not good. I know it was up here. Okay, so we're going to cut that. Let's put this in the trash can. All right. So let's add this to the inside of our card. Whoops. Got some adhesive on my paper. All right, so we're going to put that here and see how it just dresses up the card with adding that little bit of paper at the bottom as well. Isn't that cute? So we're going to get that positioned, and there you go. There's our first card. Isn't that precious? Okay, so there's our first card of the evening. All righty, so let's move on to the next one. Now give me just a moment while I shift my stamps around. The next one we're going to make, I'll let you look at that while we're going to make this little guy. These are going to be facing each other as well. And we're going to color these with our blends. And then I'm using our hearts from the, I think, Always Love You set. And then this is from the True Love, the black and white paper that we have. So I've just cut that. So, and then this right here is from the retired, because I couldn't find anything, and I kind of thought this sort of looked like paw prints, you know. This is from the Retired Arts Crafting Forever. It's the arts dies, arts and crafts dies, I think it is. So anyways, that's what we're going to be making. So give me just a minute. Let me get my dogs situated. I've got to take my sitting dog off. So give me a second. I was running out of blocks, and I can't stamp with one on top of the other, you know. I can't do that. I have them stacked on top of each other, but I can't stamp that way. All right, so we need these two little doggies, so they're going to be getting close to each other. And bear with me a minute. Let me clean off my other stamp, and I apologize for the delay. Thank you all again for coming and watching. I greatly appreciate it. Okay, so we don't need that. Let me get my things organized here. Let's see, we're going to do that, and we need this one. Bear with me a second. I'm getting my little pieces put together again. And we need this guy. We'll take these off right now, and we are going to use this one, and we need this. Oh, we don't need that one. Okay. As you know, I talk to myself, right? Do y'all talk to yourselves? I do. My husband drives him crazy. He always says, I don't never know if you're talking to me or to the dog or to who. So, all right. I'm not sure why I pulled out that smoky slate, but we didn't need that one. Okay. All right. Let's move on to the next and push these out of the way. We've got our little hot dogs together. Let's move this over there. All right. So this is Poppy Parade. Bear with me a second because I got a bunch of little hearts in here and I don't want to lose them. So hang on 1 minute. Let me get them down here on the table. I've got one that's missing in action. He's on the back. Okay. Let me get my pieces together and I'll go over what we're doing here. Okay. And we have our little metal heart. I love all these trinkets. So I just set a new class online. If y'all are interested, I have a friendly flamingo class that we're going to be doing. Okay, this is Poppy Parade, and again, this one's cut 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. So we're going to go ahead and fold this over and give it a good burnish with our bone folder. And I'm going to use this side because my other side is covered in glue and adhesive. Okay, and the bone folder helps to give it a nice good crease. All right, so the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to lay that right there so you can see. Well, I'll push that way. All right, we're going to take a piece of Whisper White, and this is the same dimension as the previous one, 4 by 5 1/4. And I need to find my mat because I got glue on here, and this is going to stick to my paper. What did I do with it? I had one sitting up here, but I must have moved him. Okay, sorry about that, ladies. All right, so we're going to do a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of Whisper White. That's going to go on here. And then we're taking a piece of that True Love, I think it is, designer paper. Hang on, I got it right here. It is called, yes, True Love Designer Series paper. And I'm using the back side of this, and this is cut at 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and add this on. Put that off there. We're going to go ahead and add this onto here. So let's go ahead and knock this out. Don't you just love this paper? Oh my goodness. I was telling one of my neighbors earlier, I ran into her at the mailbox, and she had bought one of my paper paper shares. And I was telling her that I think I'm going to do in the next week or two a Facebook Live that's all about paper and just use our paper. And she is just, she didn't realize that we color, you know, you can color that paper. Oh my goodness, it is just awesome, you know, so you don't really have to do a lot of stamping, you just color. All right, so we're going to lay that right there. And then we're going to take our, this piece here of Whisper White. With this one, we're going to stamp our little doggies on. And this one I cut down, I think this is 2 inches. Let me just confirm. Yeah, this is 2 inches by 5. So that's going to go down here once we get done. And then we're going to add the, these little guys, we're going to add these to the top and to the bottom. And I need to poke out some of the little holes. That's the only bad thing. I use that little brush and sometimes it doesn't get all the little dots out, you know. So, okay. So we're going to get that done. Let me just, while I'm sitting here talking, I'll poke those little holes out. We don't have to mess with it. There are just so many. I had red dots all over the floor and white dots all over the floor. Okay. All right. So let's bring in our black ink and we're going to stamp our 2 puppy dogs together. Let's move this out of the way a little bit. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our hot dogs stamped. Hopefully I'll get these close enough that they can look like they're kissing. Make sure I'm in the camera. Hang on a minute. Let me move this up a little bit. Oh, you know what? My little thing is right here under that piece of paper. Look at that. I knew I had it here. I think I'm losing my mind sometimes. All right, let's see. Let's put him, I'm going to put him right about here. And then let's get this one going on here. See if we can get them close enough to each other with their noses. We're going to give it a try and we'll go right about, I can't see, so we're going to take a shot at it. I'm going to go right about there. I think I think we're close. That's close enough. Look at that. Pretty good. Okay. All right. Now, oh wait, we need to leave that black out. Let me go ahead and do his bandana. We'll do his bandana. And that is going to be, bear with me because I want to make sure I get the right one. Yep, this one. And this one we're going to stamp in the real red. So, no, I'm sorry, black. Pardon me. All right, so this one is black. You see I've got all my little things on top of this one. So we're going to stamp this black, and then we're going to color this in red. And we're going to put that right about there. Okay. And then we're going to do her. She's going to have a little pom-pom on hers. Let me see what I did with her pom-pom. All right, here we go. And then this one, we are going to stamp it. And these cute little things you got. And then I just line them up somewhere along the neck and the ear. So we'll get her right about there. And then she's got a little flower or something on her neck or collar. All right, so let me move this over, color these. Let me erase, wipe the inks off of those. Okay. All right, now we're going to take, let me move this over here because that's where my glue is. All right, let's take our Poppy Parade, and we're going to use the light. And whoops, I'm going to use the small end because it's so small. We want to get this colored. And then we're just going to color his little bandana that he's wearing. And I'm just doing the light color. I'm not doing the dark. And I could have brought that over a little bit more, but that's okay. And then she is wearing this little thing. And hers is going to be the same color as well. And we'll just color this in. All right. And this is the light. I think I'm going to come back with a little bit of the dark. And let's color this a little bit darker. Because I think that looks a little bit too light. Let's give it some, I think I'll do a little bit on his bandana too. Okay. All right, and let's color their noses and make sure we get them with their little dark nose. And then we're going to color them, and I'm going to use gray granite is what I'm going to use on this dog on the left. So I'm going to color him in gray, or her, I guess it's a him, in gray granite. And I'm going to start with I'm going to go ahead and do the light, and then I'll come in and do some shadowing. So I want to, actually, let me start with the big tip. Hopefully I don't mess things up here. So I'm going to go ahead and color this one gray granite, and I'm just going to go along the lines, and we'll color. We'll come back and if you leave a little white showing, that's okay, because that's, that could be just another little, make the dog look more realistic, right, in your coloring. So we'll just come along here and color. I just, I really love these blends. Don't you all? Do you all use the blends? I think one class I think I'll do watercolor pencils. We haven't done that in a while. Watercolor pencils are good too. And if you're just starting out, that's probably something that's very inexpensive that you can purchase and be able to color. And if you get both sets, it's probably like maybe $25 because we have 2 sets. So let's go ahead and we'll color this in. All right, and then I'm going to come back and do a little bit of shading. And I'm going to put some around, I think I'm going to put some in this area here around the belly and his back legs. Probably because it's not getting any sun because he's too low to the ground. And I'm going to put a little bit here in his chest. Color a little bit here. And then I'm going to come back with my light and I'll just kind of blend it out just a little bit. We want to stay in our lines. We don't want to go outside of our lines. So I'm just going to kind of do some swirls and pull this ink. And I'm just doing a real light touch. All right. We'll let that dry. I'll just come back around and do the rest of her, or him. Okay, there we go. All right, now we're going to come in. Hey, Denise V. For those that are popping in, please make sure you leave your name. Again, I don't know why it's not showing the users' names. And if you happen to know why, let me know. I'm going to have to go back and do some research in Facebook. All right, now we're going to use our crumb cake. We're going to do light and dark, and we're going to color her in the light and the dark. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. I'm going to start, and I'm going to color her in the light first, and then I'll come back and just add some shadowing for her as well. So if y'all use your blends, do you notice when you use the big tip, do you push down on it so it tends to lose its ink on the bottom and you have to turn it sideways? Do y'all have that happen, or is it just me? Because I've noticed that some of my tips, I must not put them down directly for the tip going down. I must put them, I don't know what I do, but it's coming out where I opened up my Daffodil Delight the other day and I didn't have any ink on the tip of it, and I had to kind of lay it down to get ink out of it, and that was a little frustrating. So I don't know, maybe it's just the way I'm doing it. But anyways, normally I would use the small tip when I'm going around the body, but I just figured since I have enough room here, I can get in without going out of the line. So, all right, so we're going to go ahead and color her in, and then we'll come back and give her some shadowing as well. Give her some color. All right. So let's do some dark. These are cute dogs. My husband's ex had 4 of these dogs. He doesn't like dachshunds. So I always joke him when I see him and I say, "Oh, look, honey, there's your favorite dog." And he just gives me the look, I just think it's funny. So apparently they were misbehaving. They didn't listen. And he didn't like that. So, oh well. Okay, so we're just going to come back and kind of pull that, blend the dark. Try to blend it out. If we can, I'll just come back and do some more coloring, and then once it dries, hopefully it looks fine. Nothing's going to be perfect because all our doggies' hairs aren't exactly perfect. Mine definitely needs a bath, which she's going to get probably tomorrow or the next day. And let's come down and do this one. Okay, there we go. All right, so there's our 2 little puppy dogs. They're in love. I didn't get a notification tonight that you were on. All right, who said that? Oh, hey, Kara Jo. Whoever just left me that message, leave your name because it doesn't tell me who is posting. And I posted reminders. So if you haven't pushed your notification button to be notified, maybe you need to do that if you haven't done so. But please leave your name so I know who you are. Because when I draw next week, I'll have to do it manually since I don't, Facebook doesn't read it when it says a Facebook user. So I don't have any names for last week's cards, okay? And that's, I apologize for that. Okay, all right, so we have our dogs. Now the next thing we're going to do, and this is really cool, we have this little stamp, and let me find it, hang on. It's this little stamp here that makes it I'll show you in just a second. It's going to look like, it shows his tail is wiggling. It's like it's got, if I can get it to stick on here. There we go. It makes a little mark like the air's moving. And, yeah, it was so cute. I did it on the other card. Let's see if we can do this one without messing it up. Let me see. I'm trying to figure out which way we want this. Like that. I think it goes like this. Okay, so we're going to, see this little stamp? Can you see that? That's the, like, to make it look like his tail is wiggling. So we're going to place that right about, hang on a minute, I'm trying to lean over so I get it right on each side of the tail. Oh, and it smears. Oh, there we go. Isn't that cute? So we're going to do it on this one too. So I'm going to turn the card a little bit. And let me get over here. And they're so small that you don't need to put a lot of pressure, because when you do, it tends to squish it. But that's fine. Isn't that cute how it makes it look like they're wiggling their tails? They're so happy to see each other. I just love it. So I always get notified. I just didn't get it tonight. I wonder why. Well, I don't know if you know, Denise, because you might be computer smart on the Facebook thingy, why everybody's showing up on as Facebook user and not their names. I don't know. I'm gonna have to research that. So if somebody knows, please shoot me a message and let me know, because we got to fix that, because I got to know who I'm talking to. And not that, I mean, I do want to know that y'all are here. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do, as I mentioned before, this I used from a retired, the Arts and Crafts dies. We're going to attach these to the back of the white, and we're also going to do that on the bottom. Hopefully I've got enough seal. I just realized that my seal looks like it's about to run out. So, and I was going to grab another one, but I didn't want to hold y'all up. So I'm going to go ahead and place this on here. I'm going to just do some dots so that way we know it'll work. Okay, so let's go ahead and add the bottom pieces, and I'm going to turn this at an angle because it'd be easier for me to gauge how I'm going to lay this on here. All I'm going to do is lay it right above the dots. I don't want to cover the dots up, so I'm just going to cover up the stitching, which I don't really care about that. So we're going to put this on here, and hopefully that's going to be even. Let's see. Whoops. So it's sticking. Yeah, I've got it on there. Hang on. I didn't get it close to the edge. That's part of the problem. Got to get close to the edge because we don't have much to adhere to until we get it on the white card. Okay, here we go. Let's try this again. So we're going to put him right about there and get this one over here. I apologize, you guys. I really didn't think moving everybody over to my group was going to be such a hassle, but it really has been, and my apologies for that. I'll do some research tomorrow. I'll make that a priority. That, and my girlfriend's doing a Facebook, she's going to do a Facebook party for me, so she's my guinea pig. So if any of y'all are interested in hosting a Facebook party, let me know. There really isn't a whole lot that you have to do outside of inviting your friends and making comments and all that. I do all the work. So just keep that in mind. It might be a fun way that you can get together and have fun and craft and earn some free products. Okay, so we're going to add some more adhesive up here. So I'm just going to make some little dots. Make sure I'm on the edge with my seal so I can make sure I get it covered. There we go. And then we'll go ahead and attach this one as well. And again, I'm doing this sideways because it's just easier for me to line everything up. And we got that. That looks about right. So let me put that down. All right, and I've got some glue right there, but we'll get that off with our adhesive remover. Okay. All right, there we go. All right. Okay, that's all right, Denise. I'll do some research. No problemo. All right, so let's see now. All right, I think we're ready to attach this. So let's go ahead and attach this to our card. And I'm going to go ahead and use our seal since I have that on here. And that will help hold this down if I think this thing is about to run out. But that's all right, we'll get it on there. We'll just put some right there. Okay. So let's go ahead and add that on here. As you can tell, it's sticking to my fingers. And I'm going to put that right towards the bottom. And I'm going to have the red probably come to the edge of the white. It might go over just a little bit, but that's all right, because I want to make sure that we've got it. There we go. All right, so that's down there. Okay. And now we are going to, I've got these little hearts that I've punched out of, where did I get these? I think I punched them out one of the stamp sets. I don't remember where I got them from. My apologies. My apologies. All right, we're going to take some little, you know what? I think I'm going to use the Tombow. Hang on a second. Let me get these little guys pulled up into my tweezers. That'll probably be the easiest way. Actually, let's do this. I'll just put a little dot on here. So I'm going to put 4 hearts. I'm going to put one right here. And I'm just going to add little dots of Tombow. And then I'll add these. And then I'm going to put one up here because we got to do our sentiment. And then I'll put one over here. Okay, that'll work. And we'll just pick these little guys up with our tweezers, and we'll just place them down, and that should be easy enough for them to stay there. The glue dots are a little bit too big, so I'd have to like roll them in half, and this might be a little bit easier. So let's just try that, and I'll wipe the glue off once we get it on here. You only need just a little dot of the Tombow. Let me get him straight. Get up there. Okay. All right, we're moving along. Oh, we're not too bad. We'll be done right about 8 o'clock. We have one more card to watch. Okay. So again, this stamp is $17, and what did I say? I think it's 25 photopolymer stamps. That's pretty wild, isn't it? Don't you think? Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to add this to our front of our card, and then we'll do our sentiment, and then we'll be done with this one. So I'm going to go ahead and use our Tombow, or liquid glue, however you want to refer to it. So we'll go ahead and get that on here. All right. We'll place that down. And this is Poppy Parade for those of you that might just be joining us. So we'll go ahead and attach that here. And put that on there. And I will come back with my glue eraser and we'll take that stuff off. Okay. So we've got that. All right. All right, now we're going to stamp in Poppy Parade the sentiment that says, I love you. That's the long and the short of it. So that's what we're going to stamp. And we're going to punch it out in one of our, hopefully this piece is long enough. I don't think it is, actually. That's not long enough. Let me get a piece of paper here. Hang on a second. We'll have to trim it up. Give me a second. Let's trim this up. I'm gonna do 3/4 of an inch, which let me see. Yeah, that'll be good. I'm gonna do 3/4 of an inch. So let me put that in here and cut that. That should give me enough to run that through because I want to do the punch. I forget what it's called. I've got it over here, and I'll let you know in just a minute. Okay, so we're going to stamp that. Hopefully that's wide enough. Woohoo! That's really cutting it close, isn't it? All right, here we go. Let's see if we've got it on here. She's a daredevil, and it's crooked. That's not good. Let's flip it over. Let me ink it up again. I'm going to stand up this time. That'll make it a lot easier, that's for sure. And I put these at an angle because it forces you to make sure that they're straight. And sitting down makes it a little bit more hard. I can't talk and stamp because I'm afraid I'm going to miss the thing. There we go. All right, that'll work. Okay, perfect. Now we're going to, let me close this up. Move this over here. And then we're going to pull in the Lovely Labels Pick-a-Punch. This is the one that's got the two different, this one's a little bit more scallopy and this one's a little bit more like straight lines. And I'm going to try to fit this in. I think we'll do this. No, let's do this one. We'll do this one. I think I should be able to get it. I'm going to flip it over. I always flip them over. Well, let me see which one's the right one. This one looks better. Yeah, that one's crooked. I always put it face down, so if it's long enough, then I can check to make sure that I'm not punching out my sentiment. Okay, so I'm just going to line that up right there, and then I'm just going to punch that and pull it out. And then I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing on this side. Yeah, we want this one. And I'm just going to push that all the way in. And then I just try to line up, make sure it's straight. And sometimes I'll have to, you have to use your tweezers or something if it's not cooperating. So I just want to make sure it's straight so that we have a nice, there we go. I think that'll be fine. And we'll punch that out. And then there is our sentiment. So that's what we're going to use, and we're going to pop that up on dimensionals. So let's do that, and I've got some spare pieces right here, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Oh wait, first, before we do that, I'm going to add this little strip of ribbon. Now, I know we're using Poppy Parade, but this is the Real Red braided trim. I think this is this still in the catalog, or is this retired? I don't remember. Let me make sure which one I'm using. This one, we're not using this side. So let me put a little bit of adhesive on here, because I just want to glue this, tack this down just a little bit. And I just want to, and then I'll trim it, because I just want to make it look like it's got a ribbon coming up from underneath. And I'm just going to lay it down there on the adhesive. If y'all can see. I got to remember to stay in the camera, and my apologies. All right, there we go. And I'll trim this up, because I know that's too long. I'll get that a little closer. All right, so let's trim this. And we don't want them that long, but we do want a little bit. Okay. All right, now we'll add some, that kind of looks like a horn, doesn't it? Let's move it at an angle. There we go. All right, now we're going to add some dimensionals. So I'm going to put one right here, and then I'm just going to trim. I've got some spares right here. Let's just trim off a little bit off the side. And we'll take that right here and put that on this side here. All right, so we'll take that and peel that off. Whoopsie. And then we're going to place that right in this area. I think I'll place it right about there. All right, and then I've got the little heart, and we're going to put a glue dot on this. Well, if I can pick the thing up, huh? All right, this one we can put a glue dot on, because it's got enough room on the back right there that I can hide the glue dot. So we're going to take this and roll it up, and we'll stick that right on the back of the heart. I'm going to try to get it so it's in a line. There's enough room right there that I can lay that on there and try to hide it. There we go. And we're going to put that right there. All right, so that is that. Now we want to decorate the inside of our card. So again, we've got our inside piece, and I have this little strip that's left over, and it fits perfectly right here on the side. So I'm going to go ahead and add that to the side of my Whisper White piece. And you know it's going to take us a long time once I start using the basic white to get used to calling it basic white, not Whisper White. But for now, I'm using Whisper White, so I'm feeling good about that. All right, so we're just going to place it on this side, just again to decorate the inside of the card, and we'll let that sit for just a second. Whoops! Let that sit for just a second, and just do a little bit of trimming. Probably wouldn't matter if we did that or not. We'll go ahead and add some adhesive to that. All right, and then we'll attach this to the inside of our card. All right, we'll put that right in here. Now, I know that these are simple cards, but aren't they cute, though? I mean, really, anybody that's going to get these cards is just going to be amazed at how beautiful they are. And there you go. There's our second card. Isn't that the cutest little thing? And that would make a good Valentine's card, especially if you got somebody that's a pet lover. And I think most of us are. Okay, so there's our second card. And last but not least, we're going to do a get well card. And let me show you. This one's going to be pretty easy. Look at this little guy. He had surgery. He's got that little the cone of shame. Isn't that cute? All right. Let's get started on this one. Let me move my blends out of the way. Get all my stamp stuff. Hold on 1 minute. Let me move these, because this is all green and white. So we're not doing anything else but green and white. And I've got my stamps right here. We can clean the rest of this stuff up after we get off here. Okay, so I am using Granny Apple Green. I'm using a piece of thick Whisper White cardstock. That's cut, we're doing, all of these are 8.5 by 5.5. And we'll move this out of the way, but this is the what the card looks like. Isn't that cute? And this is using that ombre paper. So everything I've used, except for two of the cards, we used the ombre. Well, actually, and then two of the True Love ones. But anyways, this is using the ombre, and that's the Granny Apple Green. So thick Whisper White, again, 8.5 by 5.5. And we're going to fold that over and burnish it with our bone folder. All right, and let me move this out of the way because we don't need that one. Okay, so this is our white. Now I'm taking a piece of Granny Apple Green, and I cut this down to 3 3/4 by 5 because I wanted to give it a little bit more of a white border. So this is 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And then we're taking a piece of 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. So 3 1/2 by 4 3/4 of Whisper White. So let's go ahead and we'll add these. And I copied this. Where did I see this? It was on Pinterest, and I do not remember who I copied this from. And I will have to look that up to make sure. I did not write that down. Okay, so we're going to put that on here. I want more of the green to show as well. All right, and then we're going to take this piece. I'm not going to add it yet. Okay, now we're going to come in with this is another piece of this is the ombre, which is the Granny Apple Green. And this is cut at 4 inches by 3. So this is a 4 by 3 piece. And we're going to stamp the doggy on here. And so let's do that. Let me get my little dog, the sitting down one. So let me find my little sitting down doggy. All right, bear with me 1 second. My dog is licking her feet. Riley, she's about to drive me crazy. Okay, let's get our dog that's sitting down because we got to put him because he's got the cone of shame. All right, we're using, pardon me, we're using our black Memento black ink. I apologize. And we're just going to stamp right on the paper. Okay. Oh, you know what? No, we're not. I lied. We are going to cut him out. We're going to stamp him on a piece of white scrap. And then we're going to fussy cut him out. My apologies. Oh, I stamped him on the paper. I was going to do that, and I thought, nah, we better not because we're going to color him. So let's go ahead and we're going to stamp him right on here. All right. And then we can go ahead and color him. And I'm going to use our cinnamon cider blends. So we're going to use the light and dark blends. And let me pull those in. Okay, and I'm not going to mess with this collar because it's not going to be seen once we put this cone on him. I think I have the cone on there. Yeah, the bottom. Yeah, that's right, because the cone's going to go like that, right? Yeah, it's got to go like that. Yeah, that's right. Okay, we're using cinnamon cider. So I'm going to start out with the, this is the dark. I'm going to start out with the light, and then we'll come back, we'll color him in, and then we'll come back. I'm going to start out with this small tip only because it's a little bit smaller area. And this is the light, so I'm just going to go around first. And I like to go around the edges so I know that when I start coloring, I don't go outside of the lines. I do have my color lifter if I need it, but I would prefer not to use it if I don't have to. And we'll come in. So this will take just a minute, and this is the last card. Make sure if you haven't left your name in the comments that you do that for me so that I can draw names for next week. And my apologies, I don't have any names for last week because I just didn't realize it was going to be an issue. So I didn't think about that. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and color this in. And I just do swirls. I mean, we all have our different ways of using the blends. Whatever works for you is what I would say. I'm going to switch over to the bigger tip. It might make it a little bit faster. So I'll just go ahead and do some blends with that and get him colored in. All right, and then I'm going to come back with a little bit of the dark. And again, I assume his belly's probably going to have a little shadowing. So we'll just do a little shadowing. We'll do his little chest, maybe around his ear, who knows. We'll just put a little bit right there. And then I'll come back and blend that. Alright, so we're going to just do some blending. And I'm going to leave some of this white, little white showing through because, you know, dogs don't always have the exact. Okay, there we go. Alright, so he's sitting there. Alright, now we got to fussy cut him out. So let me just do that real quick. It won't take long. And this is really a cute set. I almost didn't get it, and then I saw it and I thought, nah, I'm such a dog lover. Got to have a dog set. Not like I don't have enough dog sets, right? I keep my dog sets. I hate to get rid of them, but then I look at them, I think, well, I can't really use that for classes because it never fails. I'm going to cut across here. It never fails when I use one. Somebody always wants to buy whatever it is that I have, and then I have to go online and try to find someone that wants to sell it. So I try not to, but anyways, I do keep several that I like just to have on hand for my own self. See, I need to clean that. All right, so all right, so what else is going on while I'm talking to you guys? So next week we may do all about the paper. I may do cards that is just using designer paper and really no stamps, just maybe sentiments. So I might do that. Especially because we tend to have so much paper that we don't use, right? So that'd be a good way to use that up. And I'm sure you all will agree with me on that. All right, so I'm just cutting right alongside. I'm trying not to get a lot of white showing, but I'll also show you, let me get in here, what you can do. You probably already know this, but just you can take your black Stampin' Write marker and go along the white edges, or I'm going to take my smoky slate, and I'll just do that and just try to cover up the white. I'm trying to cut as close to the black line. I need to get some of this out of my way because that gets in my way and I can't get as close. I'm trying to get as close to the black line without getting too close. I'm going to cut that way, and then I'm going to come back and do it this way. It's a little easier, and you always want to work with your paper, turn your paper, not your scissors, you know. So, and we'll try, let me just trim this just so I can get a little bit closer. All right, so there's our dog. Let me move this out of the way. And then I'm going to take the, let me see, I think I have my dark. That's gray grid. We don't want that one. We want the dark. We don't want that either. What is this one? Smoky Slate Light. Oh, there we go. Smoky Slate. I'm just going to use this one, dark Smoky Slate. And I can just kind of color the edges there where it will kind of blend it in. You won't really see that white. So we'll just kind of go along the edge just to give it, just so that we don't see the white paper. You know, that way, unless you want it to be seen, but I don't, because it kind of takes away from the puppy dog. So we'll do that. Cover that up. Just go along the edge, that's all. All right, and we're going to color his nose. All right. Okie doke. Now we'll bring in our paper. And we're going to put the doggy on here. Now we're just going to glue him down flat. We're not going to, I'm not going to pop him up on dimensional. So let's go ahead and add our adhesive to this. All right. And I'm going to put him like he's sitting at the end of this, on the bottom of this paper. So I'm going to put him right about here. All right, and then we have to put this cone on him. So let's put some adhesive on that. And then we're going to put that around. Poor little baby. Poor baby. And that one we probably could trim. Let me just trim this up just a little bit because that's a little bit too much white showing. Sorry. Hang on one second. Let's get some of that off there. See how that seal, how tight it is? It's really some strong adhesive. And I just want to do the bottom part. And he must have had surgery or something because he is wearing this cone. Okay, there we go. All right, so we're going to put this on the little puppy. Put it right about, let's put it right about there. Poor baby. He don't like this. There he goes. Poor thing. All right, so there's that. All right, now we can go ahead, let's add him to this piece here, and then we'll finish up. Now the back of this is the, I think it's Rich Razzleberry, or is that Rich Razzleberry? I think it is. I think this is Rich Razzleberry. So let's go ahead and put this on here. I think I'm getting low on my glue. All right. Hopefully I have enough to last. I've got another one over here. All right, so we're going to lay this right in the center so we have more of the white showing. All right, so that's going to go there. Now we're going to stamp a sentiment. And we're going to stamp our Get Well. Let me move these things out of the way. We're going to stamp our Get Well in black. And let me get that. And we're going to stamp that right about there. Okay, now we're going to try to run it through. We're going to punch it like we did that other one. So let's see if we can get that to work. This one's going to be a little bit more of a challenge, but that's okay. This one I'm using that Lovely Labels Pick-a-Punch, and I'm going to push this through. We're going to use this one. So I'm going to push this one through and make sure it's lined up so I can get it straight. And then this way, we'll do it this way and just push it all the way through. Now, I want to make sure it's straight, and you see it's not. So I'm just going to take my tweezers and just make sure it's straight and centered on that little, whoops, I just knocked it over. Okay, right there. And then we'll just punch that out. All right, and then this will come out, I think. There we go. Just another way. All right, I hope y'all are doing well. I would cut off the pup's paws if I cut them. You don't want to cut their paws off. All right, and there's our, this one's a little bit bigger than that one there, but it's fine. So I'm going to put this one up on dimensionals. So let's go ahead and snip a couple of these here. We'll put them up on dimensionals. This is a little bit bigger than what I really wanted, but I should have cut my paper down a little bit shorter, but it's okay. This will work. It'll be fine. Okay, so, and actually we'll make it work because we'll put a little doodad on it. All right, so we're going to put our little get well. So we're going to set that right here. All right. Now, and you probably know this, but in case you don't, we're going to color. These are our regular rhinestones. And I'm going to take my Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to color the rhinestones. So let me zoom in. And you just color these with your, you can color them with your blends or with your markers. And actually, let's do two. We may put a big one on there. And then we'll just let that sit for a minute. And then I'm going to pop these on here. Actually, I have my Take-a-Pick tool. Let's get him out because that will probably be helpful. All right, Take-a-Pick. Let's see if he's going to help me pick it up. All right, so yep, so we're going to put one up here. This is just going to add a little, because it's kind of plain Jane, right? So we're just going to put some little dots right there, some little rhinestones, and put some right here. All right, we got one right there. And let's put, since that's kind of big, let's put one here. It might be a little bit overkill. Let me color one more big one. Hang on a minute. And then we'll put that on there. Oops, let me do the big tip. Hang on. All right, so we'll put one on that. We're just going to bling this card up. All right, so we'll put this one right about there. All right, there we go. Let's see, make sure that is not straight. Hold on. See if we can lift this up a little bit. Nope, I'll leave it. That's fine. All right, so there's that. So now we're going to add this to our card front. And I'm just going to add this on flat. We're just going to do everything flat, so we're not going to let's see if we got enough adhesive. I think my Tombow is running out, and rather than you watch me try to open a new one, we'll just do it this way. Okay, there we go. All right, so we're going to place him on here, and we'll place that right there. I just love the way with the white, extra white and the green showing. I just think it looks really nice. And there you go. There is our third card. Let me bring the other ones in so that you all can see them. And let's see, this is the one right here. So we did this one, and this one, and this one. So there you go. I hope you all have enjoyed this. Thank you so much again for, let me put me back on the camera. Thank you again for joining me this Tuesday evening. I greatly appreciate it. I'm going to flip down the camera so you can see him again. If you need anything, if you don't have a demonstrator, I'd be more than happy to help you. If you want it, in below the video, I do have the link to my online store, and then I have a host code that you'll find on my blog at shallwestamp.com if you'll use that through the end of the month. Thank you, everyone. I greatly appreciate it. I will figure out Facebook and try to determine why it's not showing y'all's names. Let me flip back to the cards. And there you go. Very easy, quick, easy, fun cards using the Hot Dog stamp set from Stampin' Up. And this set is $17, and you get 25 photopolymer stamps in that set. Isn't that cute? All right, everyone, thank you so much. It's 8:12. Thank you again for joining me, and I will see you all next Tuesday. Bye.